Hey guys, and welcome to another mod showcase here. This is GameGenie720's and KVG198x's Super Slam Showdown mod for Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 Freem Edition. So what this mod does is it changes around the roster, adding in WWF, WCW, ECW, and WC and WWE current day talent, and it gives you a bunch of new faces, new attires, new wrestlers, and new arenas. So this is a texture mod for Freem Edition, so if you want to be able to play this, you will have to play it on Project 64. You will not be able to play it on an EverDrive or Summer Card. Someone said that it is possible to run texture mods to an N64 flash card. Someone said that in my comments, but I've never seen anybody use that method, so I can't really comment on it. But at the end of the day, this is a texture mod for a ROM hack, so if you want to use this, you're going to have to play on a system that allows you to run texture mods. So I'm going to show off some of the wrestlers, I'm going to show off some of the arenas. Let's get into this straight off the bat. So there's multiple arenas that you can swap in and out through the use of a cheat sheet, which I think is pretty sick. These are some of the arenas here, but these are not actually the names that we'll be using. So we're going to go with what is called SmackDown here, but it's not actually SmackDown. So let me give you a rundown of this roster. So we've got the Hulkster himself, we've got Randy Macho Man Savage. This is my favorite attire right there. That looks absolutely sick. Andre the Giant, Iron Sheik, Rowdy Piper, Jimmy Snuka, possibly a controversial inclusion for some people, Ted DiBiase, IRS, Jake Roberts, Kurt Hennig, Nikolai Volkov, and Boris Zukov. I think King Kong Bundy is also an alt for Andre the Giant. Ravishing Rick Rude. Face looks fantastic, by the way. Bret Hart, the British Bulldog. Owen Hart, Lex Luger, Ricky Steamboat, Bam Bam Bigelow, Animal and Hawk, Legion of Doom. You also got Vader, got Dr. Death, got Terry Funk. He's also got an alt as Chainsaw Charlie for you WWF Attitude Era fans. We've got Zeus and Mr. T. It's also very cool. We've got Stone Cold Steve Austin. We've got The Rock. We've got him as the final boss, which is absolutely sick. We've got Triple H. We've got Kurt Angle, we've got The Big Show, and we've got Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Mick Foley, Dude Love, so on and so forth. We've got Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, X-Pac, the Hardy Boys, which is very cool looking. We've got Undertaker, Kane, Farouk, Bradshaw of the APA, Chris Jericho, and Goldust. We've got Al Snow, Ken Shamrock, Steve Blackman, Rey Mysterio, Steven Regal, and Tajiri. You've also got your WCW stars like Ric Flair, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Goldberg, Sting, DDP, Booker T, Scott Norton, Scott Steiner, Canyon, Wrath, Glacier, Jushin Liger, Ultimo Dragon, Buff Bagwell, Raven, Hayabusa, Rick Steiner, The Great Muta, La Parka, Psychosis, Tiger Mask, Dynamite Kid, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, all the Radicals there together, Sabu, may you rest in peace, Taz, Mike Awesome, Brock Lesnar, Dave Batista, John Cena, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, AJ Styles, John Moxley, Shinsuke Nakamura, looking a bit too tan there, Dominic Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Cesaro. And we have some calls as well. We have the Ultimate Warrior, who seems to be popping up everywhere in my videos nowadays. Sergeant Slaughter, Kamala, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Jeff Jarrett himself, RVD, New Jack, Rhino, as well as Edge, Christian, the Dudley Boys, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Bray Wyatt. So there is a lot to mess around with here. I'm going to go with it says WCW1. Okay, I'm going to go with Hall and Nash. Nice way to kick it off. So there's multiple attires here. I think they also have Diesel and Razor Ramon in there, which is pretty cool. We'll do Hall and Nash, and we'll go after... We'll go after... I want to save Rick and Sting. So I'm going to go with DDP and Goldberg because I want to show something cool that I saw with those two. So let's see, Tornado Tag, no touch, tag cutoff time, very strange way of looking at it. No limits, Rope break, outside 20 count. We'll have anywhere. Tag cut time, no touch. Very, very strange. Alright, Hall and Nash, the Outsiders versus DDP and Goldberg. What a main event it would be on Nitro if it happened. I'm going to skip the entrances because there's not much to see there. But as you can see, that's one of the custom arenas in here. So from what I remember, there's Great American Bash, there's ECW, there's In Your House, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. There's a number of different arenas that you can swap in and out. So it's pretty cool. So if you're a fan of this, and it seems to be the details on the faces and everything look pretty cool. As Goldberg goes through his whole taunt here, I think it looks pretty sick. Nash looks pretty sick. And as you can see in the background there, I didn't actually notice. On the wall there, you can see Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, and more. That Scott Hall is very, very good as well. So yeah, this is a texture mod for Freem Edition, one of my favorite mods. With each and every update, it becomes even better as everyone starts taunting here to start us off. But I haven't played this one in a while. I made my call save for it, and then I put it down for a while, but I still find myself coming back to it. It's still one of my favorites, and the roster is absolutely amazing if you're a fan of that era, and I've just really enjoyed playing it. And this got sent to me early, and I only started playing this maybe just a couple of hours ago, and that's not good. Oh well. Let me stand here and do my extra long taunt. This used to be such a bitch in WCW NW Revenge. You just throw someone to the floor, do that, and you're just ready to jackknife them. But 4 of WCW's finest here. I'm kicking it off in this mod. I have such a fondness for WCW at the moment. I'm really getting back into playing GM Spectre's WCW Saturday Night mod, and I know that there will be an SK edition coming of that, and he is also testing out a fixed version of WrestleMania X, because unfortunately that had a bug where if you choose Mr. Perfect or you choose one of the head shrinkers and they have Alpha or Bobby Heenan come out, the game unfortunately crashes on every system. Not just on your handhelds, your Raspberries, or your Deltas, or whatever way you play it, but also on Project 64. So hoping that very soon there will be a fix for that, if we can isolate that problem. People are testing it now, so that will be great if that could be fixed. And yeah, just another really, really good project here from KVG198, and there's a lot of people who are credited as well. I know Wallywood is on that list, and a lot of others. If you want to see who exactly was credited for the mod, you can just take a look at the readme that comes with it. It is important to look at the readme sometimes. There's some valuable information in there, and as someone who has released a mod at one time, it is always good to have a readme in there because it answers all the questions that you're going to get asked in the comments over and over again. I'd also like to say now that I got a lot of comments about the Wolfbag 97 mod and that kind of stuff. If you need help running these mods, it's best to ask me on Discord, YouTube, the comment section. Like, I have guides written out, and I can answer your queries, and I do try to get back to as many people as possible. But at least with Discord, I can take screenshots and show you the process, and even if it gets worse, or you need me to set it up for you, I can use something like TeamViewer and help you out. But obviously, hopefully it doesn't come to that, because I don't really like the idea of that. But I am available to help, and I am happy to help people. It's not that I ignore them or anything like that. It's just in the YouTube comments, it's quite difficult to explain to someone who's never ran a mod before just exactly how they should set it up. As DDP and Goldberg are really taking it here to the Outsiders, but Nash is putting in the shift. You know, he brought his working boots. He doesn't bring them often. When he's in there with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, he brings those working boots, but apart from that, not too often in WCW. I don't know if I have a favorite. Oh, spear! I don't know if I have a favorite Nash match in WCW. I'll tell you one of my favorite finishes of all time, though. Sid versus Kevin Nash, Starrcade, powerbomb match. The winner of the match, you have to win the match, you gotta powerbomb your opponent. What happens? Ref bump. Sid gets knocked out. Nash says, "Oh, I powered him," and I powerbombed him. Referee believes him. He just accepts it and goes, "Oh yeah." Absolute quality WCW. Quality WCW from that time. But no, I don't think I have a favorite Nash match from that time, which is sad. I think Scott Hall had a great match with Larry Zbyszko, as well as a great match with Sting. I think it was Uncensored 98. When it comes to DDP, anything with Randy Savage, his triple threat with the Raven and Chris Benoit. I think that was at Super Brawl. No, that must have been Uncensored. I think Super Brawl was just with Benoit. And Goldberg had a lot of good stuff in there too. Even when WCW was in its dying days, getting closer to the end in WCW in 2000, he was still getting monster pops. And then they decided to turn him heel. What were they thinking? But then again, Goldberg wasn't the smartest. Shattering his forearm, breaking that limo. I don't know if he could have turned business around for WCW. I don't know if anything could have saved WCW at that time, but your top guy destroying his forearm like that, not great. Okay, DDP, we're going to give you some classic Kevin Nash offense. What? Where's my elbow in the corner? There it is. Yeah, how you like to get power bombed. Big headbutts. I don't know if Kev was busting too many of them out, but it's not looking good here for our DDP doing the job to his buddies. Pile driver. Oh, could we have a repeat of Stargate 98? I think we could have a repeat of Stargate 98 right here, or maybe not. Oh, caught him. Oh my goodness. Kevin Nash. Jackknife. 1, 2. And there you go. Just as easy as that, Kevin Nash picks up the win. Big sexy. Oh yeah. Epic stuff. Very, 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 very good stuff. That's what we like to see here on the channel. So now I'll show you in your house. We won a historic and fierce battle. I don't know about that. Although 5 minutes and 19 seconds. Sounds like a Nitro main event. Alright, let's show you in your house. And then I think this one is WCW Saturday Night. So we'll see how many we get through. These boys weren't appearing at that. So we got, let me see. I do have a fondness for Lex. But I do have a fondness for Bam Bam as well. And we've got the great one imported from Freem. Great looking thing. Let me see. Alright then. Oh, Vader. Vader time. Can I destroy Shawn Michaels? Hold on a second here. Shawn Michaels, do we have anything that's appropriate for that era? Oh wait, wow. WrestleMania 26 Michaels? Don't really like that gear. Guess we're gonna mess up British Bulldog. Or we mess up Owen Hart. Oh, Owen's got European champion on. Oh, there's a lot of attitude here stuff you could do. A lot of attitude stuff, to be honest. Let's do, we'll do Vader versus Lex. That would have been a stellar match. Vader and Lex. So this should be in your house. I think you'll see the WWF symbol come down there. It looks lovely. But yeah, WWF in your house, 1995. Instead of Lex jumping to WCW, him and Vader stay here. So we've got these two Goliaths absolutely hammering each other. Has an absolute sick attire though. Vader doesn't. I don't know about that Vader face. He looks a bit constipated. Might be the right word. Confused. Not at all well. But here we go. Vader and Lex. That looks like a sweet apron. Let me just take a closer look at that. Sorry here, Lex. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks quite nice. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of them here, and obviously multiple ones that fit the eras of who you want to play as. So there's tons of fun to be had here with this. I like it. I did prefer, I have to be honest, I did prefer KVG's other project for the WrestleMania X mod, but I still think that this is a project that's worth sinking your teeth into, because there's a lot of cool stuff here. And when it comes to some of the stuff, when it comes to some of the mods, you know, I think people just really like having more WWF stuff and WCW stuff from the new gen time and from the golden era, because you don't see it covered that well in the modern games. I mean, I'm really not a fan of how they cover it in a lot of the stuff nowadays. It's just not that interesting to me. I was playing 2K25. They have a lot of people, and of course they had the WrestleMania mode last year, so they carried over a lot, but it's just not fun to play as. So the more we see of this kind of stuff, I think is great. And of course it got approved by Freem, which is the most important part. So they've got permission to do this, and it's just, yeah, it's just really, really cool. I mean, I don't know how many mods have been released in the last couple of days, or last 2 weeks, but I feel like I've been making videos for stuff a lot. So I wouldn't call it a revival of the scene. I wouldn't go that far, but it seems like there's a lot of cool stuff being released in one time, and just right before the summer as well, which is just fantastic timing, you know. Especially being a teacher, I have a lot of free time because of exams and everything, so it's just the timing is just perfect, and I'm taking full advantage of that here as I'm destroying poor Lex. I feel quite bad for him here. Maybe Vince has got word. Maybe he's decided to go to WCW after all, and Vader has been sent out to just rough him up. Let's see if I can. I can't reach him at all. Wow, expertly avoided Lex. You swear I was playing against a real person there. The way he just stayed off and just waited me out. It's perfect from Lex. How did I dodge that? That's ridiculous. I shouldn't have got away with that. Yes, but Vader is feeling it now. Vader, one of the best big men of all time, of course. Easily one of my favorites to play as in Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, and any game that I can play as Vader is always going to be fun. I was playing as him in Warzone earlier, and I was having a great time destroying Shawn Michaels for SummerSlam 96. Oh, there we go. There's a suplex back inside the ring. Pretty good, pretty good. And I'll have to ask KVG after this if he has any more projects planned. It would be interesting to see. Obviously, there was a very positive reception to his first one, so we'll see how he does with this one. But I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure people will appreciate it. An abdominal stretch from Vader. Out of all the things I could do. Okay, there we go. Time for a little Vader bomb. Let's see if I can hit it. Oh yes! Vader bomb connects. I don't know if anyone has ever said it though, but obviously Vader has a super finish in Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, and it's the jackhammer, and does anybody know where that comes from? Or what inspired that? Because I never really knew why. It's one of those ones that I don't get. Like, I get all the other super finishes, they all make sense. Even Akiyama's quick Hurricane Rana one. They all make sense in a way, but never seen an explanation for him having the jackhammer. I feel like it's something Ragda or Freem would know. Maybe SK Styles might know it, or KWG, but yeah, I never really understood why he had that. But here's Vader absolutely crushing Lex. Boom! Looking fantastic. So I think I'll do one more. I'll just show you the classic WCW arena because it's one of my favorites and I think it looks absolutely sick. So it's Nitro here, but obviously the default one is Nitro, and I think we'll make a Hogan tap. I think that will be funny. So we'll give Rick. Rick's got a great head of hair on him here. Let's go red, and we'll go against Hogan in the yellow brother. Ooh, NWO? No, it wouldn't be at that time. So let's go Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. Two of the best to ever do it. So look at that. That is just gorgeous. Got my robe. He's got his shirt. He's been taking those vitamin prayers, brother. So yeah, this is a bit of revenge. If you've heard any of my recent videos, I've talked about how Hogan went into WCW and wrecked it for me. So this is personal, a bit of personal vendetta here. I'm looking for a bit of revenge for ruining my watch-along for WCW in the early 90s. But I love that ring mat. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the symbol, the logo, but I just think it's a perfect design. I really think it's one of my favorite ring canvases that I've ever seen. And obviously ECW had a lot of the pay-per-view ones, and they would always have their canvases with special stuff. But this blue WCW for WCW Saturday Night, I just think it's sick. It just works, you know. I remember a long time ago, I think they did a release of it for Mattel, and I had long since stopped collecting figures, but I was like, that might be something I might need to get my hands on. Might be something to really get my hands on. And yeah, if you're asking me what my favorite ring canvas is from this mod, I think it would be the Hasbro one. Maybe it was stupid of me not to show that off because it is beautiful, but there's just a lot of stuff here, so you got to check it out. You got to check it out. You got to mix and match yourself. But that might be my favorite. But this is a close second. This is just beautiful. And yeah, that logo, that apron, that's probably my favorite time in WCW. I mean, it makes me think of Super Brawl 1, it makes me think of Sting and Lex going up against the Steiners and having the Dangerous Alliance in there and Rick Rude coming in and stunning Steve and all that fun stuff. Just a really good time in WCW. Not in the business though, unfortunately. Everything was drawing, and even though things were good in WCW at the time, they would do stupid things like the Battle Bowl, where you build up to your Starcade, you have all these amazing feuds going, and then we say, oh, why don't we just do a random tag team tournament, and then we do our version of the Royal Rumble, except 100 times worse. WCW in a nutshell. And I think they actually made the Battle Bowl a pay-per-view after that, and then they switched to World War III, which I don't really have any good memories from that. I think they did the first World War III was just based around New Japan versus WCW, I think. Didn't really work, but, you know, they were trying things. But yeah, look at that. That just makes me think of World Tour, which is another great game. Virtual Pro Wrestling 64 doesn't get the love it deserves when compared to this game. It's still an awesome game. It's so bright, it has wonderful music, and it has an absolutely stacked roster. There should be more people who play that and talk about it and wax poetic about it and all that fun stuff, because it really is a fantastic game, and I really do enjoy playing it. I still play it casually, but not as much, because trying to run Japanese wrestling games on a European N64, it was a lot of hassle. Like the first time I tried to run this, I got a Passport Plus converter. It didn't run. It didn't run Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. I needed a Passport Plus converter version 3 just to run it, which was a nightmare to find, and then I needed special codes to run it. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Still one of my favorite finishes though. Look at this. Bap. Into a double I-rake. Well, that would be cool. If his leg was damaged, this would have been an amazing finish from Flair. Oh, he's not moving very fast. Might get the tap. Oh, did I turn rope breaks off? I don't remember turning rope breaks off. But all the better for me if it is. But yeah, it was an absolute hassle to run it. And after playing all these mods, a side effect after playing all these mods is I can't really play those older games in standard definition anymore. I've been ruined by looking at all these fabulous games on my I can't even think of the word, on my PC. So yeah, it's really I don't know how I'd react if I had to go back and watch it and go back and play on that, because I don't think I could. I genuinely don't think I could. So I'm just eye-raking Hogan here, setting up for the finish. So yeah, this should be it. Maybe the next one will be it. But this has been another edition of a modding showcase. So this is a texture mod for Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 Freem Edition. There's lots of arenas, there's lots of roster. If you prefer a more classic roster, if you grew up in the golden era, if you grew up watching WCW, if you wanted more WWF people in there, like Edge, Christian, the Hardys, and the Dudleys, and everything, go wild, my friend. There is an absolute playground waiting for you to go do that. So this has been another modding showcase. This will definitely be my last one for a while. I'm Sean O'Connor. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for supporting the channel, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care.